These words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
By the power of Grayskull.
Yep. Woo! What is up, everybody? You gotta invoke the powers of Grayskull. One for all. Captain America's shield and Bria Miles' ass for this one, boy. It's gonna be a hot one. Oh man, it's gonna be a hot one, man. You might want to share this to your friends and family because shout out to Rodney. You know, shout out to BGS. Oh yeah, AB. Oh yeah. You'll know that. You'll know it. You'll know it. I'm talking about that and others. And I'm talking about when BGS posted the lead attorney with the so-called Christian woman. It's all inclusive, baby. It's all inclusive. I'm at words, man. If these are the good women, I hate to meet the man-hating feminist, man. The man could go to jail because he's stronger. Look. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody thinks. Whether people know me personally, just know me from YouTube. What that church-going lady said was fucked up, okay? And some of you out there have sons, nephews, or young cousins. Think about how the bias works so much against black boys and black men alone. When did you ever hear black women getting major time? Even for murder. Even for murder. Well, you know, she needs counseling. There's always a damn excuse for some pathetic shit. I'm always wondering, like, when my viewership goes down about 5 to 7 spaces, is it the trolls or is it the looky-loos? I'm daring somebody to come up on my panel today and tell me what that lady said on the lead attorney show was correct. And it's an older woman with her goddamn bias. Then, the videos that Kabuki, aka Rodney, and BGS posted with that same black woman, educated black woman, not too bad looking. She is so stuck in her own self-pity prison, she doesn't even understand when a man's telling you what men are attracted to. Yes. Excuse me, miss, your bias is showing. And this is the funny part. Modern women are so downtrodden, delusional, downright disingenuous, and it's the overwhelming majority. I'm sorry. You think you could get the same male attention at 40 that you got at 20? And let's be serious. Every woman that walks the face of the earth at 20 was not a 10. There's a lot of 4s, 5s, and maybe 6s. That's the way it works for men. If you wanted a beautiful man, a beautiful woman, you either had to be cut like a bag of dope with some handsome features, or you better have some money. Men are okay with competition. We thrive on it. But don't give me some bullshit, and I mean some total undisclosed bullshit when it comes to your bias. Now, one time, even going on a date last night, and I talk about majority of black men, 54% of black men are childless and unmarried. And the overwhelming majority of black men who have kids raise their kids. But for some odd reason, that is harder to believe, even with the good ones. I went to visit my boy Terrell. Shout out to the lieutenant. You know, he got his 3 businesses: his transportation, his driving school, and his tag and title. His lady asked, "Well, since he's a high value man, does that make me a high value woman?" Yes, because of your association with him. See, I had to explain to her, women are human beings, men are human doings. See, you get value because all you got to do is have a period. All you got to do is cry, and people will surround you and hug you and all this other crap. You know, growing up black, you get the hell beat on you. As a boy, it's funny. You do get beat on a lot, abused. I mean, really. What? Hey, what's up, Karain? Art New Style, Barry Little, Trey, Blood Boiling, the Macho Manny Longo Savage, AB, Shy Guy, Fly Guy, Broken Blade, Last Zulu. I'm listening. I'm 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 just looking at it like y'all don't even know that you're biased, even against your own men. You don't even know you're biased against your own men. And you're so stuck on your delusion. You're so stuck in your reality that everything that I can prove to you factually is just you can have proof upon proof. And you saw in many different videos, women of 2 age groups, a boomer and a millennial. The same bias, 2 different generations. But a guy like me hates women. No, I just know women too too damn well. You feel me, fellas, ladies? This We're gonna start piece by piece first. We're gonna start with the first video that BGS posted about the young black woman, educated. You've seen it on my channel before when I had a lady up here and I asked her the question, when do black women check other black women? And what did she do? She clammed up. She couldn't even lie. And she tried to like deflect. But yet, this chick didn't even know why. She knew why. Those high upper echelon guys are what they picked. Well, I think a man will want to pick his counterpart. And here's the crazy part. She never got that information from a man. She never got that information by asking a man. And what happens is this, right? You go worried about your education, your house, and see, here's the crazy part. You get all those belongings before you get a man. What's up, Marine? Hoorah. You get your house, get your education. I'm an independent woman bullshit. And you think a man is supposed to be attracted to you the way we attract women? This is how delusional modern women have become. What's up, Lolita? And it's not me saying it. It's various other people, including women, acknowledging this shit. And what makes it even crazier is that she tried to use the Bible, of all things, to justify that a man is supposed to submit. When does Jesus submit to a church? See, last time I checked, when you read the Bible, Jesus was very direct and clear about his authority when it came to other people. You gotta hear me. Last time I checked, Jesus was very clear and direct in his authority over other people. Last time I checked, yep, you're right, Mike. He even checked his mother. Last time I checked in the Bible, he says, I'm the truth, the way, and the light. No man can come to the Father but through me. Y'all don't feel me, though. Y'all don't feel me, though. I'm going to say it again for all the Negroes in the back. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man can come before the Father but through me. That is showing that there is a difference in authority and rank to everyone else. And a lot of these so-called Christians don't even take the time to open up that dusty book, if they even have it. And that tells you she had to go through her goddamn cell phone to even remember it. But for all you who don't know, Mike, Josh, and everybody else who's real close to me knows that I say this one verse verbatim. It's Psalms 110, verse 1. And the Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstools. And boy, lately, my feet been propped. Here's the funniest part. Because the Bible states for a man to love his wife, but a wife to respect her husband. The husband is the lead. He is the final say. He is basically the Pope of the church called his home. And for those of you who don't know what the Pope is, he's an elected monarch. He's been voted by the cardinals to lead the church. By the way, little history fact: Peter is considered the first pope. But I don't know. I don't know a damn thing because I might have read a book or two. That is very true, Shane Vicious. You get off easier. So people forget, especially black women, that if they really followed the book, you wouldn't have any female preachers, would you? Because a woman is told to be what in church? What in the congregation? Somebody say it. Somebody say it. What are women supposed to be? Women are supposed to be silent. They're supposed to be silent. You don't dictate to men. Okay? Rule number 1. If I got to lay down my life to protect you, I am the authority. If I got to fucking fight the beast of terra firma, Earth, the surface of Earth, to provide, to die or kill for you, I'm in charge. Women will not make the sacrifices men will make. And it's been proven beyond history. If you think you the biggest, baddest motherfucker out there, we got something going on in Ukraine right now. Go take your little feminist ass, G.I. Jane wannabes, and go prove us wrong. But last time I checked, it was nothing but fucking women and children on those damn trains. But this chick thinks that you rule together. I had a foolish, and I do mean foolish, coworker of mine one time post on Facebook, "What is a king without a queen? Still a goddamn king." There's only 2 ways you become a queen, and it's both by a man. It's either the king's consort, his wife, or your daddy through his progeny. So how can we have 2 rulers? Shout out to Sharon, my ex. She used to say, well, the alpha man needs an alpha woman. There is no. Even the Bible said no man can serve 2 masters. No house can be ruled by 2 people. None. There is no sharing of power. Yes, you can reap the benefits, but when it comes to the final say, that's not in your hands. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Mike said it best. Mary said, your father and I have been worried looking for you, Jesus. Jesus said to her, why are you looking for me? Didn't you realize I had to be in my father's house? Didn't you understand what he meant? But a lot of you guys can't even check your own damn mothers, sisters, and aunts and grandmothers and said, I'm a man, I got work to do. I can't sit here. I can't sit here and be in your self-pity prison. The world doesn't give me breaks like I'm a damn woman. The world really defecates on you. That's the same point that I made, Shane Vicious. She's queen because she's her father's progeny. There's the only 2 ways you can become queen. It's through a man's dick or taking a man's dick. So that's the only way. There's 3 ways There's only two ways, actually, a man can become king. Either he's the progeny of his dad, or he takes over. We had to take it by force. Even Prince Philip, who was Queen Elizabeth's husband, was called the royal consort. She ruled the goddamn country and the Commonwealth and did not even have the authority to make her husband king. Hello. Give me a woo if you following. Give me a woo if you following. Say woo, goddammit, woo in the chat if you following. Let's see if we track it today. See, that delusional woman, that hyper-delusional woman in that interview, with all her vaunted so-called education, her so-called career, her so-called success, looked like a fool. And instead, when the guy was right, she went out of her way to try to misconstrue the Bible itself to fit her narrative. Yes, you are supposed to submit to your man. Shout out to Sun is Hot Raw. He says, what's a king without a queen? A ruler of a goddamn nation. God's second in command. Hell, sometimes God puts you in places that nobody can see. Gotta give you the salute.
By the power of Grayskull.
And by the way, did you notice what He-Man said? By the power of whom? Say it with me now. By the power of whom? I'm gonna use 80s cartoons to teach you the difference between men and women and the roles they play. Are you streaming from a toilet? No, but I'm streaming in your mother's bedroom. Since you want to be disruptive, I'm going to talk about you. I'm streaming from your mother's bedroom while she's bent over, and I'm seeing her backside right now. As a matter of fact, she cooked me some goddamn chicken, too. You know where else I'm going to be streaming? I'm going to be streaming at your sister's house. And she's making dessert. But instead of her being bent over, she's going to be the same way I met her, on her knees. Now, if you don't mind, let me run my show, please. But because, you know, you come from a long line of dick suckers, you had to put my name in your mouth like your mom and your sister. So, keep my name and my dick out your mouth and let it stay in your mother's and your sister's. How about that, pal? Now back to this regularly scheduled programming. Oh, shit, y'all. Wait a minute. Y'all didn't know? Y'all didn't know that he came from a long line of dick suckers? It's a family business. They got a LLC, long cock syndrome. Woo! Shout out to D-Sky. Oh, we gonna clown you today because we got some serious shit to talk about. Oh, man. Salute.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
Thank you for your support, D. Scott. Yep, like you said, it's just Jerome. See, Jerome's mad. Jerome need to stop being rude to me. You know why? I don't come to his job and knock the dicks out of his mouth. All right? I let him do what he do in the back of alleys for $5 or less. So, but back to the important shit. This woman was so delusional that she literally tried to misconstrue the Bible just to fit her narrative. Well, and then she tried to say, well, you know, the things I don't like about it, but you still call yourself a Christian. You still call but you don't even follow the text that it is. Last time I checked, maybe if you were truly Christian, maybe you would have truly been married. What's up, Kareem Austin? Mel? See, what gets me crazy is that 1 minute you want to try to circumvent the Bible and use it as the authority piece, like a ninja star, and try to throw it at a man's head. The dude catches it and throws it back. Oh, I wasn't ready for that one. Why should we submit? Isn't the man supposed to submit to me? No. He's supposed to love and take care of your stupid ass. He's supposed to treat you like he would treat his own arm. He's supposed to protect it. Well, and then what really got me upset, she said, but what Jesus died for the church. So men don't put their lives on the line for you. You want to sit here and tell me in today's world, men don't put their lives on the line for women even today. 80% of your military is male. 80% of your police departments are male. 93% of your firefighters and EMTs are male. %98 of your construction workers are male. But you can't even get the same simple man that you claim, this Superman, what they call it, this Ubermesh, the Overman, the Superman. You can't even equal what you want to claim. And then here's the crazy part. You want this guy, I hate to do it to you again, but you want this guy, I'll use the silent one. You want this guy to do what? Invoke the powers of whom? Say it in the chats one more time. Invoke the powers of Grayskull. And if you follow the lore, Grayskull is his ancestor. And when he actually transforms, what does he say? I have the power. Power is not to be shared. He has to take command of power. I can't give you power. You have to take command of power. Okay? But let's look at his twin sister, Adora, a.k.a. Shira. What does she say? For the honor. She doesn't say by the power. She says for the honor. See, you know, for all these women out there, I'm here to school you. You're supposed to be for the honor of your man. No, she didn't read the thing about false prophets, boy. Notice Adora, when she wanted to invoke the power of her ancestors, she had to take a different route. for the honor of her ancestors. See, women cannot invoke power. They can invoke honor. You know, somebody write that shit down in the chat, man. Write that shit down in the chat, please. I'm going to say it again. Should I say it again? Should I say it again for the Negroes in the back not listening, throwing their paper airplanes and spitballs, passing around letters saying, do you love me? Yes, so, maybe so. Women do not invoke power. They invoke honor. Y'all getting a classroom session today, man. See, she said, for the honor of Grayskull. Instead of saying, I have the power like her brother, I am She-Ra. And if you break down the name She-Ra, it literally means female god or goddess. Meaning she got godlike strength from her ancestor, her male ancestor. But y'all don't hear me though. That one little cartoon could have taught so many of these millennial women. Shout out to the doctor style and profile, Dr. Goodbar. Woo! Gotta celebrate with Doctor. The doctor's in the house. He got the lady saying, Doctor, I feel sick. I think you need to check my breathing with the stethoscope. Woo! It's for you, Dr. Dunbar.
Woo!
I want y'all to really realize this. Women cannot invoke power. They can only invoke honor. You're like, wait a minute. How does that make sense? Remember, when a man marries a woman, what does he do? He make an honest, honorable woman out of her. Did you notice how married women get respect that single women don't? They get protection by other men because they know that's a covered woman. But y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. Y'all don't hear me though. About to light one of these goddamn cigars. Y'all don't hear me though. Why do we say he made an honest and honorable woman out of her? Because that woman is supposed to reflect the honor of the man. If y'all been rocking with me this long, you do know everything I say always come back from an old stream or two. Because I want to see anybody who was rocking with me for the longest time. What is the things a woman is supposed to protect for a man? What are the things a woman is supposed to protect for a man? Well, the three things. I want to see who's been rocking with me and know this answer. That's one, his image. That's one. A woman's job is to protect the man's image, glory, and honor. Saint Vicious said, if they are against patriarchy, then they shouldn't have anything to do with the Bible. See, I'm gonna tell you what my daddy always say: never interrupt a fool making a mistake. Let her get her Bible and eat her own words. I keep telling you what Psalms 110 says, and the Lord said to my Lord, "Sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstools." Son is Hot Raw said, but Charles, some women will argue that, but it was a woman sorcerer who empowered Adam to become He-Man, and all of He-Man's powers come from her. What would your response to be that? You know my response to be to that? Wish somebody get their damn car. I'm rocking and rolling today. I want you to listen very closely what my man says. Listen very closely.
By the power of Grayskull.
At what time did he ever say by the power of the sorceress? The sorceress is not the source of the power. She's the maintainer of the legacy in the castle. Okay? She's the maintainer. Okay? She's the maintainer. What's up, Bart boy? How you feeling? Mr. Z. Woo! He invokes the power of whom? Remember this. He always called upon the power of his ancestor. There's a little joke on Twitter if you go to the official He-Man or the Masters of the Universe Twitter box. They show King Grayskull from the Netflix, and they said when he calls down the power of Grayskull, this is who he means. She's the maintainer. Remember, everything I say comes to fruition. She is the one who protects the king's what? Honor, his castle, his glory. He's the power. Okay? Notice how I can make a cartoon from the 80s, 2002, which was a great series, by the way, and the Netflix series, and show you the differences between men and women. The sorceress was the maintainer. She was the curator of the castle. Okay? He-Man was the representation of the glory and power of his ancestor. As a matter of fact, like I said about his sister, who's a twin, her role was not to invoke power, but to invoke honor. But y'all didn't think we could get that deep with He-Man, did you? Tell the truth. Y'all didn't think He-Man could get that deep, did you? He was to invoke the power. He is his father's power. He is a representation of his father's power. If I had a daughter, she'd be a representation of my glory. See, if I had a daughter along with my son's job is to outperform me, is to become stronger than me. My daughter's job is to give me more heirs, to carry on that name, to bring healthy boys and girls through the Faulkner line, to teach them well. And see, for all you little feminists out there listening, last time I checked, Last time I checked, when she invoked the honor, what was her moniker? The Princess of Power. And she can only invoke that power if she stayed in her lane. But that's what that young lady could not do. She couldn't do that. And the cigar of the night or the evening is a San Cristobal double Diageo. And the drink of the night, we're going fancy. Remy Martin XO, baby. Whoa! See, exactly. See, you don't understand that even invoking power, that's what, when invoking honor, that's what makes women powerful. And even if you watch the old Shearer series, because I love both, when times were hard, who did she call? She said, brother, I need you. And guess what He-Man said? I'm a coming and I'm bringing hell with me. Okay? She even had powers He-Man did not possess, such as telepathy with animals and empathy. She could even heal by the touch. But at the same time, He-Man's sword was more durable than hers. It was indestructible. Her sword could change into many different shapes and other weapons. No, we don't speak about that Shearer series. There's only one Shearer I recognize, and that's from '85, baby. And if I want to go sooner, I'll go to fucking DC Comics where they did the character right. Okay? There was an episode when she and Adam were vacationing with their grandfather, King Mero. And she was so proud, Swiftwind said to her that you have a remarkable family. You know, she was proud of the men in her family. She was proud of the men in her family. I wish I had that clip to play where she said out of her mouth that, you know, we could change the Shearer. She says, ride like the wind, Swiftwind, ride fast as you can. And Swiftwind said, you know what? You know, we could change and I could fly us out of here. She's like, I can't because I'm so proud of my family. I think I might hit my heart because it soars. When's the last time you heard the women in your family speak so highly of you? She said, I couldn't fly because I'm afraid I might hit my heart because it soars, because I'm so proud of my brother and my grandfather. When's the last time the women in the family invoked you? When's the last time that happened? When's the last time the women of the family said, I can't even take an airplane because my heart soars because I'm so proud of the men in my family. Their power allows me to bring honor to them. See, we're going to get deep and philosophical tonight. When's the last time the average black man heard that type of encouragement from the women of his family? See, the whole thing about this is if that woman really wanted to know why the men she wants so badly don't pick her, it's because we don't look for women for that. We don't care about your degrees. We don't care about your money. We care how you're going to respect, how you're going to love, and how you're going to support us. See, a good woman can be the catalyst of an empire. A horrific woman can tear down a house asunder. Even the Bible said, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. But the sad part about it, let's tell the truth, we're not building wives anymore. We're not building wives anymore. To be fair, we're not building husbands like we used to, but the amazing thing about it, there's more married black men than black women. And 85% of those married black men are married to black women. Hello. See, we're still building He-Men, but where's the Shivers? You know the one thing I always admired about my man Ali's good woman? She said it best. You always leave a man with his dignity and his honor. I'm going to say it again for y'all not listening. She said, always leave a man with his dignity and his honor. And here's the crazy part. That young lady was being schooled. But, well, you don't understand what women like. You know what my response would have been to her when she said that? Do you date women? We know what women like. What's the old song, Ali, that Jay-Z said? The power of the P-U-S-S-Y. The reason why niggas get haircuts and try to dress fly. We know what you like. The problem is this. We know you better than you know us. We know you better than you know us. And when we sit here and try to tell the sisters game on how to get the men they like or attracted to, they rebuke it. And when you catch them up in the corner lying, this is all you're going to get. That's all you're going to get is deflection. You're not going to get honesty. Even when she was wrong, she didn't even want to admit that she's wrong. No man of any worth, no alpha man that they claim they want would take a woman like that. They would rather take a woman who's a 9-to-5 lady, who's cordial, who's trained to be a wife, who's supportive and submissive. And I'm sorry for anybody who gets their panties in a bunch. Submission's not a bad thing for women. As a matter of fact, submission has gotten women more in the last 200,000 years than they've been lately getting in the last 60. Shout out to Kareem with the with the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar pick. Oh man, we got to do it up for you, man. Speak to him, All Might. Speak to him.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus. Ultra!
See, it's crazy, right? And this is what frightens me is that these aren't man-hating women. These are just normal, loving black women who think this way. Is it all? No, but it's the overwhelming. And the messed up part about it is this. When you try to school women about this is what you look for in a man. You can't tell me you're looking for the best in men if you're saying all these men are assholes. Oh, my baby father don't take care of the kids. I was on a date last night, and I do agree. Yeah, you pick them, but at the same time, I asked this question to women. How many of you could get a marriage out of a man? There's a lot of women out there who are losers. For all your education, all your money, all your houses, all of your scholarship, you couldn't even land a man in your prom? There's an old saying me and my boys had, especially Ali. You show me a bad bitch and I'll show you a nigga sick of her shit. There are very beautiful women out here who never even been proposed to. Think about this, right? Brittany Renner is like as close to a modern 10 as you could get. As close to a modern 10 that you can get. I don't give a fuck what a lot of you Negroes say. If Brittany said, let's go into your bedroom right now, you're not saying no. But think of how beautiful and how fine and how well built she is, and she's never been married. You literally have an NBA player at your fingertips. And you couldn't lock it down? Because I'm gonna school women on this one thing. Y'all need to stop lying to each other, and especially yourselves. See, I get on the brothers all the time about not having standards for themselves and the women they pick. I get on men a lot about that. Trust me, I had to do the same for my damn self. Why the fuck you picking this fucking angry ass warthog? Leave that shit alone. Do you like being miserable, nigga? Shout out to Mr. Z. He said at Charles Faulkner, there are women that at 30 never been on an actual date, a formal date. Pathetic. Shout out to Roger Report because I'm going to be the moniker for his statement. If you are past the age of 30 and you've never been married, you're a loser. You a goddamn loser. You're what Frankie Beverly talks about in that self-pity prison. How the fuck do you waste the prime of your fucking life and do nothing with it? Well, I got children. No, you don't have a man. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. It's shameful. That's like a nigga who can't hold down a job. A nigga who sleeps all day, don't pay a bill. We'll call him a loser. A dude who can't fight. A dude who doesn't have money. We'll call them losers, but we can't call the women losers now? I thought we live in equality. Can't hold down a family. Can't hold down a man. And we're not even talking about the average broad. No man proposed to you? Think about it. Brittany Renner hit the jackpot with PJ. And you couldn't just shut the fuck up and lock that nigga down? No. And even when she was talking to Fresher Fit, first and foremost, lady, I'm going to give you advice. If you hear my little ass channel or not, you need to make right with him because you peaked out. You ain't getting no higher. Anytime Cam Newton told you to your face, I ain't fucking with you. Number one, you tell too much of your goddamn business and the men you mess with in a fucking book. Think about it. Cam Newton has a bunch of children. Or whoever called Cam Newton a deadbeat father. I want you to think about that. When did you ever hear of the women calling Future a deadbeat dad? Future is the epitome of have a baby by me, be a millionaire. Something that costs no money. You couldn't lock down and marry a guy at 20, 25? And I had this one girl who I was messing around with. I said, so you couldn't be married younger? Well, no. I wasn't ready for marriage at 22. Oh, so you still wanted to be a hoe. So you wanted to have more bodies than Arlington National Cemetery. That was it. So you think at 40, when you fucked half of the department, you think you could settle down and get any man you want. But last thing you forget is that women are not judged the same way men are. Just like men are not judged the same way women. We're not predicated on beauty and youth and fertility and loyalty. We're predicated of putting that fucking bacon in that damn pan, putting that roof over thy head, putting them clothes on thy back, and protecting you up to the cost of our lives, or killing for you. See how the world really works? You know what? You know what? Sierra knows what the fuck she's doing, just like Beyonce. You know, all the single ladies, throw your hands at me and all the other shit, independent women and all this other bullshit. But see, the women never really said, look, they never paid attention. This is how you know women don't make fucking logical sense. They judge Beyonce on what she says, but never judge her by what she does. When have you heard Beyonce speak negatively about her husband, Jay-Z? When have you heard it? If you heard it, let me know. Let me know. You think she gonna leave that nigga anytime soon? Nope. Because number one, she wouldn't have made it to the height she had now if she never was with the nigga. Because without Jay-Z, the highest she would have went was Destiny's Child. And that's pure facts. Oops. Oops. Jay-Z cheated on her and she's still with him. Oops. Because she knows that she's never going to find another billionaire. Somebody get me a goddamn organ. See, I'm going to say this again for the people listening. Every one of these women listen to what Beyonce says, but never takes a look and gander at what she does. Notice everything her actions show are diametrically opposed to what she sings about. She literally went from "Can you pay my bills" to independent women to singing "Before I Let You Go." Y'all didn't pay attention to that, did you? She had to go back to my boy Frankie Beverly's catalog and had to sing to her man "Before I Let You Go." Y'all don't understand how close Riri was about to snatch that nigga away from her. Y'all don't understand how close. That Barbados pussy must be a motherfucker. See, I always looked at women when they say suck a dick. And you gotta, and I'm glad you brought up Nicki Minaj. Nicki's married, yes, but Nicki's married to a beta. Nicki's married to a beta. She does not see Nicki's miserable. Okay. I'm gonna need a couple of woos and maybe some donations in the chats to break this down and tell you the real shit that's going on with Nicki Minaj. Should I go there? Should I go there? If you want me to go there, give me some woos. Because I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go there. Oh, we're gonna get interactive on this motherfucker. Like, share, subscribe, and donate. Need a few more woos, y'all. Need a few more woos. Share this motherfucker with people, man. Share it. I'm gonna tell you the reason why Nicki Minaj is acting the way she does all of a sudden. I ain't gonna say another goddamn word. So we get 2 donations and a whole bunch of woos. You're right, doctor. It's sad how much influence these goddamn people out here who are celebrities have that much influence. Come on, get them woos up. Get a donation or 2 up. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to tell you the reason why Nicki is so hell-bent against the Black Manosphere. All right, are we ready? Are we ready? Nicki is so hell-bent in the way she's acting is because she's miserable in her marriage. You know, when an unhappy woman is always argumentative, bitter, she's mad at the world, especially men. That's because, why do you think she asked Kevin Samuels certain questions about sex? She married someone she did not respect. She had to settle. The worst goddamn thing in a woman's, thank you, Tan and Super Duper. Gotta give y'all credit.
Woo!
Thank you once again, gentlemen, for your support. 1, she's unsatisfied because she's around all these celebrity niggas. She's literally around Lil Wayne. Say what you want, multi-million-dollar talented rapper. Same thing for Drake. There's not one fucking city Drake can't go to and take 100 of your best-looking women from you. She's around all these people. She's like Tasha K. She's like all these women who were old and bitter and didn't get the men that they wanted, waist chasing chasing Superman when Clark Kent's been at the Daily Planet all this time with her. And look who she settled with. A nigga that is leagues, and I mean leagues below her. She doesn't respect him, so she's not sexually attracted. Think about it. Let's take Nicki and Beyonce for a minute, right? Thanks, Mike. Woo! I know which one Mike likes. I'm just going to play the one I know Mike is going to like, all right?
Woo!
I'm laughing my ass off. I'm going to answer your question, good doctor of pharmacology. A broke nigga. A broke nigga would marry her. What's up, Chaos? Think about it. And just like Tasha K, that woman would not be allowed to run her mouth like this and get the whole family into financial trouble if she actually had a man that told her, come here, baby, I love you, but shut the fuck up. Shut up. Now go get this woman $100,000 to get her off her fucking back. Shut the fuck up and enjoy this money. But you got to understand something about Nicki. Nicki is unsatisfied. She knows that she's a loser. She knows that she's a failure. You got all this fame and fortune, and you've been surrounded by all these A-listing celebrities, actors, athletes, and you couldn't lock not one of them down. So you had to go and settle because your ass aged out. You settled. You're miserable. You're not getting the dick that you truly wanted and think you deserve. That's the reason why she's like that. She's trying to take her anger out on men, especially high-value men, because those are the men she felt forsaken her. But y'all don't hear me, though. See, you know why they say hell knows no fury like a woman scorned? Is because that scorned woman interprets into a disappointed woman. A woman with all the attributes, with none of the success. You know, since we go back to the Bible, though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, though I offer my body to be burnt, if I do it without love and charity, it profits me nothing. Think about it. All that success profit her nothing. You literally had to date so low that you had to date a nigga with a felony and the type of felony that he had. That's why. Because everybody has an L to carry. Hers is who she picked as a husband. Shout out to Mr. Z. Miami's better than Baltimore. Weather-wise, yeah, but women, our women come there, so y'all don't really have pretty women. They just visit a lot. Shout out to Mr. Z, because he loves his women with plastic Tupperware asses.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
See, you're with a guy who has a sexual assault on his record. and you're this famous, world famous, still famous as fuck, female rapper, and that's the best you can do, I'll be pissed too. Shout out to Rorschach. I think y'all donate just to see the clips, man.
By the power of Grayskull.
Oh, she settled, my man. She settled. She settled like hell, my man. And it shows. Let me show you the trademarks of a settled woman. They're nagging. They're telling everybody, they're cussing at everybody randomly. They got all the money and all the jewelry and all the fine clothes and food and liquor in the world, and then nothing makes them happy. They can go anywhere in the world. Nothing makes them happy. They're pathetic. Her pathetic nature has brought her to what she sees now. You're right. Her answer is to eat a dick. You know why? Because she doesn't have one to eat. And I'm going to do this. We're going to compare Beyonce to Nicki Minaj. Does Beyonce have a man that she respects? Yes or no? I'll wait for everybody in the chat. Does Beyonce have a man that she looks up to, that she aspires, that she honors? Does Beyonce have a man that makes several times more than what she does? Even with all the shit that she's done in her solo career, she's still not a billionaire without Jay. She's got the top of the food chain. See, you got to understand something. When it came to husbands, Beyonce got herself an apex predator. When it came to husbands, Nicki Minaj got her a guppy. She got herself a guppy, a bottom feeder. At the end of the day, you don't see her going out telling people eat a dick, because one, she's satisfied and happy. Even if the man cheats, we forget this one rule: ain't no nigga like the one I got. The sea cucumber. Ain't shit. I like that. See, it took a Marine to say some wild shit like that. A sea cucumber. At least I gave him guppy. God damn. You ain't shit. I love it. Oh my goodness. Once again, I'm glad you said that, Mel. Cardi talked all that shit about leaving her husband when he was cheating. And guess where her stupid ass stayed? I can't even call her stupid. She's actually smart for that. She stayed with her husband. Well, this is what I'm saying. She had to scrape the bottom. You got to understand something. From a scale of 1 to 10, how famous would you say Nicki Minaj is in the music industry? Okay? We're going to start with facts. Not what people feel, not what people think. We're going to go by facts. What it is what it is. That's what we're going to go by. Scale of 1 to 10. Scale of 1 to 10. She's pretty damn famous. Had to pour out some Remy XO. Drink with class, motherfuckers. Ah, man, that's smooth. God damn. So, not only did she get with a man that was nowhere on her level, she got with the worst type of man with that type of record. If I was on that level of fame, right? Of course I got to do a background check on you because that's a reflection upon me. See what happens when women don't fucking invoke honor. We just talked about this shit. Right now, Rorschach, I love you, buddy, but I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. What she did. Hold on for a second, folks. What she did was the equivalent of someone, let's say Robert F. Smith, marrying a fucking hood rat. You're supposed to be able to get a guy that is actually better than you. That's every woman's wish, journey, and everything. Charles Faulkner, did you see Jessica X live yesterday? This divester conservative chick was talking cash shit about black men. She said, I watch slave movies and laugh about black. Well, so you got to understand something. When you hear chicks like that, that's a broken, goofy bitch. And we got to understand what broken, goofy bitches are about. They're no different than that dummy Whitehead that was in here earlier. They just want to put a distraction to try to knock the chains, knock the train off the track. See, when you're that broken to talk about your own men, the first thing she's going to do when that white guy leaves her, guess who she's going to come back to? Guess who she's going to blame for not protecting her? You chose your side. Stick with it. Notice I don't say I'll never date black women. Notice I don't say it's every black woman, because there are still some good ones out there. Unfortunately, it's not enough to go around, but there's still good ones out there. Yeah, simp side. Whitehead, blackhead, simp side, dumb side, outside. That's what he smelled like in his breath. But anyway, notice when Nicki Minaj married that dude, you literally married a dude with that type of a record. This unknown nigga. This unknown nigga. And then let's connect some shit. I must be talking real shit because I noticed my numbers were damn near almost 80. Now it's 69. Up back to 71. Come on, let's get to 100, people. Share this motherfucker. Let's get back to what the correlation to the one chick in the video and the older chick on the lead attorney. Shout out to the lead attorney. You know, at least, even in the manosphere, we still, believe it or not, give women the benefit of the doubt. But when you have a church-going lady who's probably a loving lady, switch up and say, well, that woman needs counseling. I'll give her a second chance. But when it came to the dude, she says, well, we could do jail. But think about it. That one chick in the one video who was getting interviewed is going to turn into this church chick. You don't even understand the bias. You don't understand that black women in its totality do not understand their men. That's the reason why so many black women are single. It's not because the men, you have literally the most egalitarian man on planet Earth, and you can't even get with him. What does that say about you? You're pathetic. You're pathetic. Does that mean all black women? No. But too many damn black women out there are on some lunacy. You really think that each and every one of you should be housewives? But at the same time, all the men don't think we're going to all be millionaires. We have to live in some reality. Even to the point where you call yourself queens, there's only one queen in the kingdom. Where's the commoners? Where's the lords? Where's the duchess? Where's the ladies? Where's the other people in this organization of monarchy? Even the queen has to bow and tilt her head to the king. Even the empress has to bow and tilt her head to the emperor. But I'm supposed to sit here and listen to these women that says men are intimidated. No, men are not intimidated by women. What we don't want to deal with is your bullshit. Nobody's intimidated by your degree. It's just a piece of fucking paper. Nobody's intimidated by your career. Because as long as a man got 2 fucking hands, 2 feet, and a well body, he can make money. What we don't want to do is deal with your bullshit. That's what it is. We don't want to deal with the bullshit that comes with you. Because we could be happy making $200K as a goddamn electrician or a fucking plumber. But because we're not in a suit and a tie in corporate America, you still look down upon us, even though we make more money than you. No sense does it ever make. You literally will fucking pass up dudes making $150 a year driving trucks. Hell, you'll even pass up guys who are fucking pharmacologists, like my man Dr. Goodbar, and have some type of restrictions or a checklist for him. And you're not even as close to educated as he is. Bitches are trying to stunt with a fucking halfway to a fucking associate's degree on you. Instead of being in reality saying, that's the best man I'm going to get. He's treating me well. He's a provider. He's a protector. He's a problem solver. He's giving me healthy babies. Let's go. But no. You're going to have that same 32, 35-year-old chick. She's going to become that 65-year-old chick with her bias saying, oh, well, that woman, you know, she was something, it was some demons, but that man, you want to put him in jail. Think about that shit. It's so bad that the lead attorney got his black pill awakening on his own show. And it wasn't by a man hater. It was from an older, well-meaning black woman. You know what I say about that? You have no allies. There's only a few black chicks out there that are aligned with us. But for the most part, we don't have any allies. You can't sit here and say, I love black men, we worship black men, like the lady on a few live streams ago. But then you have your babies by a Vietnamese man. And you're trying to say we're pushing all our problems on you. No, we're just telling the truth. See, every time you want to fucking shame a black man for telling the truth, oh, you're pushing the problems. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Trust me, your boy has no problem getting women. And I say the same shit in front of those same women every day. And I could call them right now and they know. Even female friends that I've touched and didn't touch will tell you, I'm on that same type of fucking energy on or off YouTube. I had to check one of my friends the other week when I said I can't stand how a lot of these dudes aren't being men anymore. But I make one comment about a woman, I'm saying some low-key sexist shit. I said, nah, we're going to stop that bullshit right here. When I said something about men, you didn't even bat a fucking eye. But now I talk the truth about women. Oh, I'm being sexist. Pick a fucking struggle. You can't have both. If anything, if you really want to know about Charles Faulkner is probably the ultimate feminist. Oh my God, not you, Officer Faulkner. Shitting sure. Yep. Because you wanted equality, I'm going to hold you the fuck to it. If I can't call out, you can't call out. You want to call out for when you get cramps? I should be able to call out when my balls hurt or itch or whatever. Oh, hit my balls, calling out for work. What's good for the goose should forever remain good to the gander. Okay? You want to be the equals? Guess what? When we have a draft, get your ass in line first. Just like they'll do any man. Go put your ass on the line like everybody else, all the men before you. As a matter of fact, since you want to be equal, Let the men have the kids and put your ass on child support. Why? Yeah, since you want to be equal to a man, you're going to take everything. If you're going to have our fucking equality, you're going to take all our fucking problems with it. Not yet. Not dropping it yet. You want men to start respecting and treating you? Guess what? We're going to ask, what's in your wallet? When you want to go on a date, what's in your wallet? Pay our way. You know, it's fucked up. There are some men who never had a woman actually pay for the dinner when they went out. If I got to break myself for you, you damn sure going to break yourself for me. See, the most criminal shit you can ever do is not hold women accountable to what they fucking ask for. For a second, folks. Yeah, she's dysfunctional. She's so dysfunctional, she got to pay alimony. That's why, hey, when when she got to pay alimony to her husband, now you know how men feel. You know, men been paying child support and alimony for ages. When the fuck do we get our fair share? When do we get our fair share? You want to be equal? Then you're going to take every damn thing that men have to suffer through. You're going to have to fight the wars with us. You're going to have to pave the roads. You're going to have to drag a 200, 300-pound man on your back like we do. You're going to have to jump into fucking shootouts with us. You're going to change your own goddamn tires. You're equal now. There's no more protection. Women killed chivalry. It's almost terrible. You can't even compliment a woman on how she looked without her thinking, "Oh, you're just trying to ogle me. You're trying to objectify me." No, I'm trying to give you a compliment. Get over your fucking self. I'm gonna open up the panel now. Y'all want to jump in? Jump in. If not, we can end it here. But y'all probably want to say something. And if you got anybody who's opposed to what I'm saying, please come on. We'll have a one-on-one conversation. I'm just gonna say it. Hey, what's up?
Good evening, brother. How you doing?
How you feeling, man?
Man, I'm all over the place with this one. But the
I'm
fact
not.
that I got a chance to catch you live.
That's a great thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy because I'll say this to you. What's up, baby?
What's going on?
I looked at both the videos that BGS Rodney and BGS again posted, and I'm like, I hate to quote Kevin Samuels, but you know you can't make this shit up.
Can't make this shit up.
Mm-hmm.
You literally are seeing women blame other people for their fucking loser traits. And when I compare it, like, yeah, think about it. I had to explain. I went down to one of Terrell's business and explained to his lady, if he's a high value man, am I a high value woman? Yes, because of your association with him.
Yep.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with being under a man's protection and power.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Because you're not supposed to lead. You're supposed to follow behind my apron strings, and you're supposed to do exactly what I tell you. You're not supposed to lead anything. Now go out and
that's
get
not
shot
going to
in the
happen.
street selling dope. Now go out in the street get shot selling dope. But that's what a lot of these young guys are under. Charles, I'm so glad my babies are in their 30s.
Mr.
My
Rogers,
youngest is 30.
that because that's why I mentioned the show Power. If you watch that new show Power with Ghost with Mary J. Blige's character, she's supposed to be the drug king while her husband was in jail, and where she manipulates them 3 kids like crazy. I mean, and she will actually murder them, which shows the oldest one, Kane, he screws up. She will literally murder him. I mean, literally shows she actually will kill him if she has to.
Yeah. Think about it.
Punch into this daughter. No wonder the daughter had to steal $1 million from her own mother to get her father out of jail so he could start running things.
Think about it. When you got women in male roles, they take on male characteristics. And shout out to Dr. Goodbar. What's up, doctor?
Hey, Charles. Hey, I'm driving. Can I jump in real quick?
Oh, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Hey, man. First of all, when I get back from Buffalo, because my mom's birthday is next week, and when I get back, I got to meet up for the cigars again, man.
Oh, yeah. It's fun time.
All right.
Fun time.
When you say BGS video, you talking about the one with the woman's being interviewed?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's another one he put out with the lead attorneys as well this afternoon.
Okay, I didn't see that one, but the one where the woman was being interviewed in the white room. I'm gonna say the one thing that scared me about that. Well, a couple things did, but the one thing that scared me about that is when she said, if he's just existing and he's just working his job, he should be striving for more. And I was kind of thinking, okay, at some point you gotta get to a point where you enjoy your life, right. and you gotta reach a level of contentment. And I don't want to be in a situation where I'm being worked from someone else into the grave. You know, and I can't come home and just relax. You know, there should be a point where you're making X amount of money and you come to an understanding, okay, this is how much we have to invest. This is how much we have to travel. You know, we got to save some. And that scares me, man. The fact that that's looked at as a bad thing. You know, that we got to have more. We got to have more. We got to have more. We got to do more. We got to do more. We got to do more. That scares the shit out of me.
No, it's our bitches trying to keep up with the Joneses. And black men are saying, no, we ain't got to keep up with them. We just got to keep up with what's happening for my babies. And they ain't accepting that.
Yeah. The other, I was saying on Roger's show earlier that I think that, and you know what, I'm all for gender equality. If you want to have a fair opportunity to compete in the job force, in the workforce, that's fine. But on the relationship side, it's got everybody messed up in the game. it's got everybody messed up, you know. And I was telling Roger and the crew earlier that it used to be that becoming a husband, becoming a wife, making new generations, there was a sense of duty with that. You know, there was a sense of, Charles, yeah, you were military. There was a sense of duty with that. There was a sense of, you know,
there was a sense of what did I speak of before? Honor.
Right. And now it's just what each individual wants. You know, I think most of us want to do the right thing. We want to, you know, propagate the species or whatever. But how are you going to do that when the other person is not happy with anything, and they just kind of want whatever they want it. It has to be how they want it. What do you do?
Marriage and all that is not about a bitch being happy. It's about a bitch doing her duty and her honor to that family. Fuck a bitch when she say I want to be happy. That's the bitch you run from.
Exactly.
Like, you know, I'm gonna say this. Happiness is fleeting. I can only be happy for so long before I had to deal with the reality of my situation. No matter how many vacations you have, you still got to return back to home.
Yep.
So what happened was these women have become so delusional, so warped in reality, is that...
No, BGS had it right there. It's not even delusional. It's obtuse. They're not there.
They're not there. It's It's pretty much high-level psychosis. Literally detachment from reality. And when you don't have a guy, like, for example, there's women who think you need to do more, Dr. Dunbar. And it's disrespectful. It is basically disrespectful not to appreciate the man that you could get. A lot of women cannot get a Dr. Dunbar or Sergeant Major or AB or Mel. A lot of women can't. How can I prove this? I just talked about Nicki Minaj. Look who she married. She went below an average dude. You went to a dude that in jail he wasn't respected.
True.
Well, that's true.
Anytime the hierarchy in jail don't respect you, you know you're below a regular dude. And this is who she married. This is the reason why she's pissed off with the world. This is the reason why she's telling grown men to eat a dick. What type of femininity coming out of that venom fucking filled sack mouth? That's not something I heard women say growing up.
Sure ain't.
But you want me to respect you like my mother and my grandmother, my great-grandmother before me. You were not even close to the class of those women.
Woo! Damn, Charles, don't go there.
So much.
Don't go there because I'll follow you.
It's a damn shame that
you know
the good women that are still out there are being drowned out by these motherfuckers. But go ahead, AB.
You know what drives me crazy, Charles? I hear all these independent women out here complain about how their grandmothers had to scrape and call and submit to their man, but their grandmothers actually had more damn power than they did back in their day.
Yes.
Grandma was happy being in second place. You know why?
Yes.
Because guess what? She didn't have to go be drafted out there. She took care of home. Guess what? He didn't say clean up. He didn't bother her. Matter of fact, he was so respectful, he didn't even mess up the goddamn house just to honor her.
Yes.
Men love women so goddamn much that we made the world too goddamn easy for them.
Yes.
Too easy.
Now it's beginning to slap us in the face. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I'm an older gentleman. I want, as bad, Charles, you already know, I want to get married again. But I can't find nobody. And then here's what I say about you black bitches. Bitch, ain't none of y'all on my level. You can't do 90%. You can't even do 10% of what the wife I had before you. So why would I waste my time with you?
Yeah. See,
and you know
Sergeant Major, I gotta say this to you, Sergeant Major. you're blessed. Because a lot of men out there are not going to find a wife who's 10 toes down for them like yours were. Like was. So, that being said, it's a damn shame we're going to grow up in a generation where my son will grow up and he won't even know what a wife looks like.
Yeah.
I want you to really think about that, everybody.
Yeah.
What's even more worse is the fact that there are some men that's actually, you know what? Matter of fact, being not mentioned Power, when he got out of jail, right? He was going to told his wife and everything, yo, now that I'm back and everything, I'm gonna make sure things is run. You ain't gotta run things no more. And you know what her answer is? Well, I still want to run things. I don't want to do nothing and stuff. She got 2 men on that show that's ready to retire her, and they ain't gotta work, and she still want to be a boss running things. That's the thing with a lot of these modern chicks these days. Like, yo, you got men that's like, you know what? We making it easy. You ain't gotta work all the time. And then we got all these 30-year-olds who actually tried the boss bitch shit, but now they realizing, yo, I don't want to work all my life. I'm pretty. I'm beautiful. I just have to work. Well, you had a man gonna retire you, but you ain't want it.
You said you was independent. You said you didn't need me. What you want? What the fuck you want me to do?
Think about it. Think about it, AB. If I paid you money to bring up a website and design it for me, would that be fair compensation for you? Yeah. It's called the deal. They reneged on the deal.
Right.
It's funny. It's funny. There's women that I can marry right now. If I fucking go to the jewelry store, pick up a $5,000 ring, and put it on their finger, they would marry me right now. One would say, prenup, thank you, because you're looking out for me too. I wouldn't be insulted. Like, you won't have to worry about the prenup. Do your damn job.
Just do your job.
Exactly.
I'm doing mine. I had a female one time ask me at the job, partner, what do you do so much? Keep people like you from getting your ass whooped? You know what she did? She said,
well, say it again for the niggas in the back. Keep you from getting your ass whooped.
Keeping people like you from getting your ass whooped. And she said, well, thank you. And she shut the fuck up after that. See, I took pride in, you know, the biggest pride you have as a police officer? When people can rely on you. When the next officer can have 6 people in a car armed with guns, and they come to and you backing them up, and they said we're good. That's a bigger honor than even money couldn't buy.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because that man said, I don't care what happened. I know that motherfucker's gonna pull me out of hell itself barefoot.
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You mentioned Tasha K earlier. I'm sorry. I can't help it. Tasha K, you cost me $4 million. That is automatic grounds for a divorce. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because you running your mouth. No, that's automatic grounds for divorce. I'm sorry. If a dude said the chick did something like what she did, I'm like, yeah, divorce. What are you doing? Cost me $4 million because you wouldn't shut up. And how many does cease and desist orders did Cardi send? Like 3 or 4?
Cardi actually inboxed her and said, look, can we work something out? Let's say, I'll give an example of military science. Y'all know how much we like to do that on this channel, right?
Right.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
I love it.
And we got a sergeant major here. We got a couple of lieutenants, couple of staff sergeants of various military branches. Salute to your service, all of you. If me and AB had a beef, and AB was like, look, can we work on something? I said, okay, we got this big ass beef. I'm going to send a peace offering, whether if it's a gift or money, to AB, and have him come to my show live to speak one-on-one. How much fucking money do you think she would have made off that one live stream?
Oh, she would
have a ton.
Shit.
But see, this is the reason why. But listen to me, folks. I'm sexist for saying why women make poor leaders.
So it's
very rare you're going to have a woman in upper management who can make those type of decisions. It's very rare. But go ahead, Mel.
Yeah, I was saying they would have saw Tasha K in a more positive light because it shows how much of a bigger, mature person you are. We would not throw it back in your face. We would have to give it more props behind that because we know we fucked up. If we see a woman to admit that and stand her ground and admit that, you know what? We love you even more. For you know what I'm saying? We fuck up in life, and you made a man. We got y'all squash this shit, made it worse.
Man, Mike, me and Mel were beefing at one time.
When?
One time. I'm just joking, but no, it wasn't me and you. No, it was James. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Me and James were beefing one time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. I was wrong and I apologize. Is that not still manly?
Yes, it is.
It is, man.
But it's
Very
funny.
much.
Me and James beef. But, you know, me and James got over it. A lot of y'all don't remember when me and Angry Man were beefing.
I do.
And we got over it.
Yeah.
I do.
And we got over it. Why? Because the mission comes first.
Bingo.
You looking at guys that had a little military experience. They know that there's some things you just got to put off to the back burner to make things go forward and be accomplished.
Hell, there's times me and Angry Man cussed each other out over who's better, Superman, Batman.
Yeah, I remember that.
And we literally cussed each other out. Then 15 minutes later, we joking again.
Yeah, I remember that.
Why?
Angry Man is right. Batman is better.
You fucking lying motherfucker, you. Shut your mind, nigga, mix up.
But Batman did tricky. Batman did tricky.
His ass though.
I'm the man that beat you. And I remember, and I'm gonna say something like the guy Mike. We were in the same squad before for years. I literally had to trust my life in Mike's hands, just like he had to trust his life in my hands. Literally thousands of times. Well, we pulled down drug dealers with drugs on them and the gun underneath the seat. Okay? You cannot be functional unless you can work well with what God gave you. You play well, not with the army you want, but the people that you have.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's the point that I'm trying to school women on. You don't go to God and say, give me a perfect man. He says, wait a minute. I did send you the perfect man for you, and you rebuked him.
Yeah, because he didn't have 6 figures.
He didn't have 6 figures, but yet, if you would have pulled your money together, y'all would have made more than 6 figures. If you would have believed in his dream, you would have been making millions.
Oops. If you would have acted like you got some sense, you wouldn't have turned them off. Oops.
And you're right, Truth Over Emotions. AM always give me props, just like I give him props. Did y'all notice what I've been doing around the different content creators? Did y'all take notice of that? I show my appreciation to a lot of dudes who looked out for my channel, and I donated $100. So you can't say we weren't on some. I'm on some bullshit. No, I give back.
Did you, Scott?
My man Mike said we shut down the club because of our presence, and we handled and how we handled ourselves. Nothing happened. Our backup stood outside.
I ain't drove
right.
it.
I put gas in last night. Remember I took the car.
You did?
Who is that?
No,
Go ahead.
That was Sergeant Major. He muted himself. Yeah. There's many a times, myself and Mike had to put our necks on the line. You know, I ride with you, you ride with me. No questions asked. See, that's something that's missing from the black community, both men and women. It's called loyalty. Okay? See, you can't have loyalty without honor.
Mm-hmm.
Notice what I told you of how deep we could get with the He-Man Shiver phenomenon? One invoked the power, the other invokes the honor.
You know, put it from
If
another
you
point of
paid
view,
attention to the
Men have power.
do you remember the King Grayskull origin on the 2002 cartoon, the Mike Young cartoon production version?
Oh yeah, that was a classic series
that
in
was
my
so
book.
epic, especially that towards the end when he, before his dying words, said himself, I passed down my power to to my sword, and the soldiers became the council, the elders and everything, and his wife Queen Vena, who was the first sorceress. So it said herself,
she was the
I will
curator.
Exactly. I will protect the sword. I will protect the sword and the power of you. As you know, because Green Grayskull was saying, by calling my name, a hero will be reborn to this day. And like I said, Queen Velen took that vow that I will protect the legacy of you and everything, the power till that hero comes. And even on my last dying breath, I will pass down another sorceress until that hero comes. That's the whole thing about
say that shit again. Wait a minute. Say that shit again with your chest out, because them niggas in the back didn't hear you. They playing too much.
I will protect the honor of your name and your legacy till that hero comes and be reborn. Because the funny thing about that is also too, if you think about it, it's sort of like family. I protect my husband's legacy and everything by passing down the power, which technically emphasizes that I will carry his seed. His seed has the power when I give birth to his children. His children is the legacy I protect of my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody silence now. Then that was a powerful message.
See
what you said.
Mel. See what you said, Mel. It flew over a bunch of immature dudes and girls' heads. That I'm gonna notice how everything I said today correlates with honor and power. I give you the power
legacy.
To honor my legacy.
Exactly. If you use that as a metaphor with Grayskull and his wife, that he's the power. He's technically the power as a seed. Passed it down to his wife when she impregnates, had his child, and she gave birth. The hero reborn, her husband reborn. He's the legacy. About it. Especially if he's a son. I'm protecting my son because this is my husband's legacy. The next power I pass down.
That's why remember when Miss T85 came up on the panel and I said, you worship black men. Well, if you did, you would cultivate them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything you love, you want to see it grow. I want my son to be better than me. If you think I'm a hell of a man, wait till you see number 3 come up. See, remember what Jor-El said in the original Superman movies, where the son becomes the father and the father becomes the son. At some point, the roles have to switch.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is what happens when you have too much of the single mother epidemic. Because one, if you do not choose the right man whose seed you're giving gifts to men who gave you literally nothing but hard dick.
Mm-hmm.
Make that make sense. Look at that guy in the background of us right there. What's his title? The Lord of the Thundercats. Even though he was the heretical Lord, he would not be respected until he went through what? The anointment trials. Think about that.
Charles, you remember that scene in Game of Thrones? I keep mentioning Joffrey and his I think the young king was Joffrey's name, and with his grandfather, he kept talking about I'm king because he's doing it on a fair base and everything. And his grandfather looking at him, those who got to keep calling themselves king ain't no true king.
It's the same thing. Those who call themselves a man ain't a man.
Exactly. And he had to actually let his grandson know, like, yo, he told his son, told his wife, was I think that was aunt also too. You know, they got some incest shit going on, but yeah, told him, yo, send him to bed without his supper, fix him his drink so he go to sleep. He was like, I'm not tired, but he sent him to bed anyway. That little midget dude looked at him and was like, yo, you know, you just sent the most powerful man to bed without his food. He looked at him and was like, if you think he's the most powerful man in the kingdom, you must be mistaken. But he wears a crown. But just because he wears a crown does not make him a king.
See, let me explain something in the military for y'all. That colonel or that general may have a lot of stroke, but he doesn't have the respect of that command sergeant major, does he? And notice, I get a lot of military, police, and firefighters on here who will verify what the fuck I'm talking about. So if I was faking, I would have been pulled out a long time ago, wouldn't I? That general needs even the company commander needs a damn good first sergeant on his side, because he would never get the respect of the troops without the fucking first sergeant.
You better believe it.
At all.
That first sergeant say jumping on that's how you get the jumping.
Just get the jumping.
Better believe that.
Because guess what? Because
you shake your big small when the first sergeant come around, then you do it as a captain or a general.
Yeah.
When that first sergeant call your name, you shake. You shake. You don't give a fuck about all.
You get the fuck down. Because guess what? A good first sergeant, you would follow him to the gates of hell.
Through hell and back. With just a mouthful of spit to fight with.
Hey, you better believe that.
Because a lot of people who've been to the military, if I was faking, y'all had years to call me out on this shit.
Did you say that right? Mm-hmm. First sergeant said, go to that wall, bam.
Because the number one rule of any great NCO is to never ask his troops to do anything he is not willing to do or hasn't done in the past. Am I lying?
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Because look at this one. There's many of officers I've trained, just like Mike. And we tell them, yeah, go clear that corner. You're not going to do it, nigga? Do what the fuck you told. See, you got to understand why you have the authority to do what you have. It's not that badge and gun. It's the people before you who set the tone. The more experienced, the more grizzled veterans are leaving, and you fail to set the tone for the newbies, that's your fucking fault, not mine.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people out there don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand. See, this is the problem with the black community, because now I'm talking about both black men and black women. You don't respect hierarchy. Everybody's not an equal. The Sergeant Major had to go to the fucking Rangers. He had to go and say, look, this is what the fuck we got to do. I'm going to teach you some shit that's going to save your fucking life. Shut the fuck up and listen. I'm pretty sure AB with his programming. Look, you having trouble with something? The program's not sitting. Let's sit here with this goddamn CPU and see what the fuck is going on. Sit here, shut the fuck up, and listen.
Mm-hmm. It's actually called debugger, but go ahead.
Yep. Mel had to do the same thing with his shit. And see, we get away from this hierarchy. And this is the problem when you see the difference of women getting with men they don't respect. Because you start to see the realization that you weren't that high and mighty in the first fucking place, were you? Mm-hmm. In the words of Lawrence from Insecure, Oh, you just figuring out you ain't shit? We got so scared of hierarchy and saying that man is our leader in this subject matter. I'm not going to go wit for wit with Dr. Dunbar in pharmacology. He'll make me look like a fool. But you notice Dr. Dunbar never challenges me in military science and police tactics because we learn from one another. We pick each other's brain. We're scared of hierarchy because we got away from saying there's a man smarter than me in a different subject, and I should be the student and learn from him. Because things in life actually reverse, and people will learn things from you. Even when Brother Man was trying to teach the girl game and teach her why you're not married, why you're single, and you're trying to misconstrue the Holy Bible and lie like a dog and argue. See, this is what modern women have put themselves in a jackpot for. They would argue with Almighty God about what happened during creation. You know the last time somebody spoke to God, and he told when it was Job, and he said, "Where were you when I separated the seed from the firmament?"
He's like, "Nigga, where were you when I put this down? Nigga, where were you when I put that down?"
That was the first time in the Bible, maybe the only time, God literally had to ride a nigga like a goddamn horse in the Old Town Road. And he said, where the hell were you? Oh, you want to talk about your life? Motherfucker, think about, I got to keep the cosmos together and keep stars from falling out the fucking sky and landing on your ass. If I lose 1 second of concentration, 1 attosecond, people die.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about pressure. But go ahead, Mel. I'm sorry for interrupting.
I was saying, Patrice O'Neal, and I was listening to some videos of his widow, the girl that was married. He was married to before he passed. And she said herself, though, she learned so much about relationships, everything from a late husband and everything, and she, just like you said, she's trying to honor the legacy of a late husband. She's working on a book, not just finish up his book, but also I think a movie documentary and everything about her late husband. I mean, she learned so much from her late husband and everything about relationship between men and women and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And she even honored how much he was a good father to her daughter. That's not his biological child and stuff. And a lot of females don't even honor and acknowledge that. They abuse it, manipulate it. I mean, there's another reason why a lot of dudes don't even want to sign up be stepfathers these days either too. I mean, females talk highly about the men that are fathers to kids that's not biologically theirs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, damn.
It's real fucked up, Mel. I go back to my godfather's funeral, who was my great uncle. My great aunt, my mother's aunt. I was noticing my cousins, which will be his daughters. I was noticing my second cousins, which are their children, and even his great-grandchildren crying. She was the only one not crying. She said something very similar to George Pat, the General George Pat. She said, "How can I cry when God blessed me with such a man?" Y'all don't hear me, though, do y'all, chatting panel? How would you... Don't you want to have a woman, when you're in the casket, she's still honoring you?
Had that.
Yes.
That's all we ask.
But mine was in the opposite.
She said, how can I cry? How can I cry? Somebody write this shit in the panel. If somebody write this shit in the chat. How can I cry when God blessed me with such a man?
How can I cry when God blessed me with such a great woman?
Exactly, brother.
That man died in peace. He literally kissed his wife, went to sleep, went to be with the Lord. That's how men should leave this earth. Happy. Think about that. Happy. You can't even get happy. Hello?
As Patrice O'Neal said, a happy man is a happy relationship and happy everybody. The happy, content man means everybody's good because, in fact, he prioritized life like this. He said, it's got to be me, my livelihood, my family, and if my girl is on point, then maybe her. If not, my fish go come before her. Because he had a tanker, he had an aquarium with fish. He had a fish tank. Even his dogs, for that matter. The thing is like, hey Mel, by the way, I missed what you said about Patrice. Can you repeat that again?
Hey Mel, I think he's talking to you.
Yeah, excuse me for being late. I had to have a bowl of cereal before I came in here. Need to get situated. Can't blame a man when he's hungry. Oh yes, exactly, Broken Blade. A happy woman is a miserable man. Why? Because you got to negotiate your happiness with her. Because it's all on her terms.
We forgot what the Bush administration said.
Hello?
What was that?
Yeah,
Hey, what's
what
up?
What did they say? We don't negotiate with terrorists.
We don't negotiate with terrorists. That's the problem. They mentioned that on Black Phillip a couple times. We do not negotiate with terrorists. That's what he said, because women are the worst terrorists ever.
Because
they fuck with dirty bombs. They're hitting you with dirty bombs.
This is what it is. Like I tell women,
relax, folks. I don't got COVID.
Shout out to my boy Ali's lady. Once again, leave a man with his dignity and honor.
Oh, get real, man. You think a lot of women are gonna leave a man with his dignity and honor? No, they want to destroy him before he goes.
She did. See, but then again, I can't compare his lady to other women. That's why she gets the highest honor from me, and she's not even my woman. When she said that, I looked at her. I had to tell her. I said, "Give me a hug." She's like, "Why?" And she gave me a hug. I said, "Because you're above 99% of women on this planet right now."
Mm-hmm. Was she raised by her father?
I see why. She wasn't, but she was formerly married.
Okay, because she was taught how to be a better person, basically, how to rise above her nature, which is rare for a woman to do. And most women are just tied down by their biology.
Yeah, and see, when you have a woman that could think, and even he said, we got our ups and downs like anybody relationship, but we get over it. And see, this is the honorable thing about it. I don't hate women. I love relationships. I love positive relationships. You're gonna have your ups, and I'm gonna have my ups and downs. Just being alive.
Exactly.
I mean, one thing a lot of people fail to realize regarding relationships. Oh, by the way, Charles, when Job was when you talked about the book of Job, let's not forget, God allowed the devil to tempt Job. Because when the devil showed up, he said he made a bet with God that he could turn him. He said, "All right, go try your head." He let him try it. So people have to forget the devil only did when he was allowed to do. When he did all those things, all those horrific things to Job. But Job never turned on God.
He never turned on God.
Right.
He might have questioned, but God had to set him straight. Look, you don't understand what I got to do on a day-to-day basis. And a day for me is not a day for you.
Man will never, I said, the created will never understand the nature of the creator, just like we can never fully understand our things.
Say that shit again loud. Say that shit loud with your chest out if you're going to say some profound shit.
I said, the created can never I said never. Understand the nature of the creator. Ha.
That's a big
you
fact.
got
Child. Yeah. We'll never understand the nature of their parents or fully know their parents.
It's like we keep hearing females keep praying so much. God's gonna bring me a man and everything, but no, it don't work that way like that. Like, what part are you actually doing to make yourself found? Or when you do be found, what are you going to do to keep it?
Yes. What's the one quote BGS? What's the one quote BGS always quote me on? When you go to God to prayer, you don't pray for a lighter load. You pray for a stronger back to deal with a difficult one.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the strength to deal with this. Just like Samson when he took out the Philistines in the temple. God, give me my strength. Give me back my strength so I may take my vengeance upon the Philistine and let me die with them. Oh, here's an interesting fact. They said that Goliath was probably descended from Samson.
Possibly, but they also think that he was also Nephilim.
Yeah, that's it.
Possibly. I mean, you gotta think about it. That great strength. And yes,
they were gonna say we gotta breed this motherfucker. Of course, we got enslaved him, but we gotta breed this motherfucker.
Yeah.
His genes are too important to be wiped out.
Yeah, like we need that superhuman strength. And it was like, if you read the ancient Torah, it read like a DC or Marvel comic book. They said he could run from one city to another in 2 steps.
And he was able to wipe out an army with the jawbone of a man.
They said he could lift. They said he could lift Mount Zion, just like a regular man can lift a grain of salt. This is the Torah.
Here's the problem. People forget when the angel was sent to God, when God sent the angel to tell Samson's parents, or Shimshon as it was called in Hebrew, that they would have this son. They told him he had to be raised as a Nazarite.
Hold on. Shout out to Atlanta. Talk to him, all Mike.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard these words before, but I'll teach you what they really mean. Go beyond! Plus!
I don't care what nobody said. That was one of the best episodes of that series.
All right.
Because you saw a man fighting for the future. But go ahead, Namer.
As I was saying, they forget that he was supposed to be raised as a Nazarite. And a Nazarite meant he was to abstain from alcohol, animals. Do not eat meat. He couldn't have anything fermented. He had to keep his hair long. He could never be unshorn. In fact,
you can never cut it.
Don't notice this, but your modern day Rastas, they're the prime examples of what a Nazarite is, because they abstained from alcohol and any other narcotics.
Yeah.
And Samson's two biggest weaknesses were
women,
alcohol, alcohol and untrustworthy women.
Mm-hmm. Because it wasn't just the hair. He broke all the covenants his parents made with God, and he made with God.
Plus, he belonged to the tribe of Dan, and at that time, the Danites were like living on the fringes, and most people wanted to live in the cities where the Philistines were. And you got to wonder, all the women he got involved with were Philistine, not his own.
Yeah, yeah. And you got to remember, he was a judge for how many years? Like 20, 30? So
I said Samson, not Samuel.
No, Sam. Oh, you said Samson?
Yeah, Samson.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He was a judge. Samson was a judge. That's why he's in the book of Judges.
Oh, right.
He was a judge. So
Samuel was the last judge.
Remember, he was the judge, and then you go into the books of Kings.
Yeah, right.
Because you got to remember, Israel was technically 2 nations. It was Israel and Judah united. The United Kingdom of Israel and Judah. Like there were only like what 3 united kings. It was Saul, David, and Solomon. And then they split
Shaul,
to be in the
David,
kingdom of
Solomon.
Judah and the kingdom of Israel.
Judah, Israel.
Just like when you started the land of Ethiopia, you know, Menelik the first was of Aksum.
It was Aksum, and then they split into 2 kingdoms. No, actually 3 kingdoms. Abyssinia, Simeon, and Midr Bahri. Simeon was the kingdom of the Bet Israel Jews. A lot of people don't know that. That kingdom was wiped out after the Abyssinia-Adal War for their treachery, supposedly. Midr Bahri, although its king became less significant, they constantly were at odds with Abyssinia because Abyssinia tried to conquer them.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like in the words of our favorite mother trucker, we digress. I can't get that voice right. We can't get that voice right. I keep sounding like Louis Armstrong.
You're getting closer. See, a lot of times we lean to our own understanding, and when you look at that interview, because you got to look at the second part that Rodney put up, and I'm gonna put his link to his channel in the chat. You gotta be able to look at that second video because it's very telling.
I recall, listening to Black Phillip many times, and you know how they say that the books or movies change the second time you watch them or read them, because each time you go through your favorite books or favorite movies, you learn something more intricacies, more details of each individual character and everything. Hey, look who's here.
Uh-oh, it's getting pretty cold. It's getting pretty cold because I think a snowman appeared.
You're damn right, the one and only.
He was stone cold before Steve Austin.
How was your day?
I have some news for you guys.
Uh-oh. Lay it on.
April 4th, high noon, I go in for surgery to remove this tumor.
Oh, man, we're going to be praying for you.
Snowman, I got a question for you.
I'm listening.
Well, unfortunately, I can't be there. First of all, because I got to be calling home. My mom's birthday's then, but April 4th. I will say this: Are you gonna be facing down that cancer like Clint Eastwood in one of them spaghetti westerns? At high noon?
Clint Eastwood ain't got shit on me. After what I've been through in the past year. Yeah, it's gonna be that kind of music and Stone Cold's music in the background.
Yo, we gotta get you one of those what t-shirts. Where every time them bronze sexuals be talking shit. What? What? Charles, you gotta check out Snowman in the morning. Especially with him and Cole be doing the bronze sexuals. That's me in the back. That's me. You see, I be chatting in the back. You know that. So just having fun with it.
Happening in the best month of the year. My birthday ain't but a week after that.
That's cool. Wait. How, Mr. Rogers?
Yes, sir.
What year were you born, sir?
1960. 1960.
1960. Okay. You're a couple of years younger than my mom. My mother will be turning 64 this year on April 4th.
Well, happy birthday to your mom early. And I'll
send
some positive vibes.
Mr. Rogers never saw her, he lose his mind because he'd be like, well, goddamn, this woman is actually, she looks like she's done at 40. No, that's where I got my good looks from. Anyway, I
And
love you, Mom.
You know what's so fucked up? My birthday is in the middle of the damn week, so I really can't get drunk.
Weekend before the weekend after.
Yeah, the weekend before the weekend after.
Tell me when.
It's on April the 13th.
I know April 13th, bro. I said April 13th.
I want to get, oh Lord. So I'm just going to, I think I celebrate the weekend after.
But happy early or belated birthday, brother.
Happy birthday, Mr. Rogers. Uncle Calvin.
I'm going to see y'all before then. We're going to get on this channel before then.
I have a question for Officer Charles.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Charles, when can I get you in the hot seat on the program? Because the way it's gonna happen after I come home, because I'll be in the hospital for a week. And Sick Diggy, as I told you during the morning show, if I know my wife Jody very well, that first week I'm out of the hospital, I'm not moving.
Nope.
She's gonna have that locked down.
Look in the back chat. In case you don't have my cell, look in the back chat. Just call me, and out comes the running.
You got it.
Yeah, how you feeling, brother?
You got it.
You know what you're gonna do? You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna go into that surgery. You're gonna go into that fucking surgery. You're gonna walk that aisle. You're gonna style and profile, and you're gonna put
with the
both
spin and the spin and the fireworks and the robe and everything and the original music. Charles, you already know. You've known me 8 years. You know how I roll.
Oh yeah, you're gonna go on that surgery table, and you're gonna put both feet in Cancer's ass and walk it dry.
No, he's gonna stomp a mud hole and walk it dry. Stomp a mud hole.
And then you're gonna do. Matter of fact, you're gonna do a James Brown slide up in its ass.
With
you realize, folks, you realize at some point he's gonna, at some point he's gonna end up on one knee. Somebody's got to get that cape. Get the cape. Help him back up. Okay, time to go. Next thing you know, he's going back on stage. With the
song Super Bad playing. All right. And if I know my wife, she's gonna be the one to cue that song up. She knows my music taste.
That's cool. Love you, Jody. Mister, should you be in bed by now?
I just had to watch another.
Oh, by the way,
scene from Game of Thrones. Man, I need to check this show out. I'm late to the game.
Tywin Lannister. Yeah, you talking about Tywin Lannister?
No, Tywin. There's the scene with Tywin and Torment scene. I guess we used the boys at his younger brother's funeral. I mean, the older brother's funeral. The one that's acting like a whiny bitch about I'm king, grandpa had to put him in his place. So now that he's dead and everything, granddad had to teach that young boy and everything. What makes a good king and stuff. And it's like a powerful message. More like it emphasized manhood in a way also too, because I'm seeing a lot of these young boys in their early 20s. And I talked about this when we saw that young boy on the Peeve Network when he was getting with Kevin Samuels, Sir Sway. He emphasized how he think he a man, to be respected as a man because of the fact he pays his bills, he's out on his own, blah blah blah, and everything. And I'm like, that doesn't make you a man, and especially men that are older than you, especially 10, even 20 years older than you, they're not gonna see you as a man like that.
Bang.
And that's why I brought up that scene earlier, but that scene and this other scene, a wise man. If you want to become a great man, you're gonna have to listen to your elders until you become of age and everything. And that's what makes a good king. A good king listens to his elders and everything of wisdom till he becomes of age. So just because a lot of young boy that he's in their early 20s, you're not there yet. You still got a lot of learning to do. That takes time. And a lot of these young boys.
I listened to my father until the day he passed in 2007. And since then, I have heard his voice in my head for the last almost 15 years. It'll be 15 years in June when I lost him. But in many ways, I didn't lose him because, like I said, I hear his counsel in my head every day. And he told me when I got diagnosed, because I had a bad dream one night, but he told me, look, you're going to have to walk that aisle and have him get this cancer out of you because you're not done yet. And he relayed that message to Jody, but Jody looked at me and said it another way. She says, I feel like you're quitting. I feel like you're giving up. And fellas, that's the day that turned the light on for me. That's the day I said, you know what? I got to get my Stone Cold Ric Flair attitude back.
Mm-hmm.
That's the day I got all of my favorite wrestlers, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Ric Flair. I got all their attitudes at once. And top it off with The Rock in a clip I played this morning. No, hey, Cancer, know your damn role and shut your fucking mouth.
Hold on, Charles. Snowman, you forgot something. So, Cancer, is that what you think? Is that what you think? Well, Rock, it doesn't matter what you think.
It doesn't matter what you think. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Next thing you know, the Snowman's gonna be rocking number 91 at University of Miami jersey, Hurricanes jersey. That was his number, right?
I don't know. 94.
94. Sorry, 94. Yeah,
94.
Rocking that 94 or the old U.
Man, I'm gonna be rocking a lot of stuff when I come out of surgery. And I use that week in the hospital to get my strength back. It's a 6-week recovery, and my diet is definitely changing. But I get to recover at home. I get to work at home while I'm recovering, because I'm in the process of. I didn't do this. I didn't do the salute. I'm sorry, gentlemen. Let me do that right now. Woo!
Wait a minute. We got to do it right.
Do it right. Do it right.
Everybody in the panel, everybody in the chat on 3. Okay? 1,
yeah.
2, 3.
Woo! Oh, wait. I forgot. Charles, that reminds me of something. Hang on. Need a drink of water here from you.
That's his boy.
I know. Me too. I know Ric Flair.
He loved him.
He loves him to Ric Flair, but I'm Charles. We're getting a little something here.
One more time for the people who didn't believe us. 1, 2, 3.
Woo!
Oh, wait. I'm sorry, Charles, but I got to go against the grain just for the fuck of it. But
I'm using that tomorrow.
Let me snap into a Slim Jim, but
Oh yeah. Need a little excitement.
See, I gotta
See,
throw it back.
I'm gonna use. You know what, Dick? I'm gonna use that phrase tomorrow just for the fuck of it. I have the feeling during the show I'll go use that phrase.
Yeah. Shout out to Bruce Almighty.
Gotta get that enforcer.
Yeah.
There it is.
Bruce Almighty these days? What happened to Bruce Almighty these days?
He's been around, probably busy working. We got a party.
Hold on a second.
I didn't tell you guys the other piece of good news. A couple times recently, I've had the opportunity to do some games for ESPN Plus, courtesy of University of North Carolina, Greensboro.
That's what's up.
And there may be a budding relationship with them where I'll be the voice of women's basketball next year.
Oh, yeah. Sweet. Boom. You're going to go inside that booth, and this is what we're going to see.
Bang!
Damn
straight.
Gonna kill it.
Oh, by the way, no. There's a link in the back. I give you a link to a channel. It's called the Vile Eye. They do psychological profilings of certain villains.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now the link I give you is the one for Tywin Lannister. Charles, if you want, you can from that link. You can also check out the rest of the channel. Find the psychological profiles you're looking for on whoever it was you asked last time on that channel, The Vile Eye.
You're talking about that channel where they talk about all the villains and shit of the
psychological
movies and TV.
profiles of each of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one for you
I
guys.
actually saw that when you talk. I actually saw that one that you're talking about.
Yeah. But the most recent
This
one
is
they
how
did
I'm gonna feel.
Tyler... Okay, go ahead, Brian.
This is how I'm going to feel after I come out of surgery on April 4th. One of my favorite game shows of all time is The Price is Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to feel like Bob Bucker coming through the doors, getting your day started.
Oh, all right. All right.
That's how I'm going. That's one way I'm going to feel. You got to have, I'm going to be styling and profiling like Ric Flair going into surgery. And then I'm going to be like Stone Cold putting foots to asses when they cut this tumor out of me.
No, that's The Rock who puts boots to asses.
You know, what
That's
you need
both
to
of
do.
them.
What you need to do was like tell cancer, don't take this ass whooping personally, son.
Oh, the cancer already knows. It took my parents, but it ain't taking my ass. After Jody told me what she told me, and then she gave me a big hug on top of that. Like I said, everything turned on for me. And since then, I've been going in with an ass kicking attitude. I'm ready for them to get this sumbitch out of me and be done. I'm ready to go back to work.
And I'm going to be sure in the meantime, Cole Johnson's going to be holding it down, and he's going to be doing all the print dog inspections.
Oh, he already knows. He already knows. I asked him on.
Always been well, the kiss and tell. Always been well, butterfly.
So it's gonna be partially a music show while I'm away, which I don't mind. Which I don't mind. I had three different people, guys, asked to be my co-host. Cole was my only call. I just felt right. It feels right with him on the air with me.
It's that chemistry, man. It works. It works.
It does work.
This is how he's going to be walking out of surgery.
Wakanda forever.
Throw the X.
Doggone it. Shouts out to the memory of Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Colorectal cancer. I mean, come on. You know what?
That's how I'm going to be walking out, throwing up the X.
Yeah. Ooh. Oh,
there it is.
You got to get the Raven dance in.
Got to get the Ray Lewis dance. Got to have that.
Get off my boy. Get off my boy.
Pow. That was a Monday Night Football block.
That was against
a Miss Denver.
Broncos.
Against the Denver Broncos on a missed field goal return.
Oh. Yeah. Oh shit.
You know a hit. Listen. You know a hit I wouldn't want to take. You know a guy I wouldn't want to take a hit from. Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott. You know what's funny? I actually told a chick who was trying to get smart with me. I said, your breath hit me harder. I told her your breath hit me harder than Ray Lewis and Ronnie Lott.
Ooh. Not hard, but harder.
Like her breath hit me like Steve Atwater hit Christian Okoye.
Woo!
God damn, that's a hit. That's
a hit.
And that was in Kansas, and that was at Arrowhead Stadium. That was at Arrowhead Stadium.
A lot of you guys too young. A lot of you guys are too young to remember. Some of y'all guys, even though I do have a rather older crowd, some of y'all are too young to remember how big Christian Okoye was. Like that motherfucker was a linebacker playing fullback, had halfback.
Yep.
Like Steve Atwater
playing fullback and halfback.
And Steve Atwater.
Steve Atwater put his ass to sleep.
Steve Atwater spiked his ass.
Steve Atwater was a psychopath. Okay.
You know nothing about that tape.
I mean, another hard-hitting safety? There's two other safeties that were pretty hard-hitting. Ed Reed, hallowed be thy name.
Yep.
And Jack Tatum.
There you go. Thank you very much.
Jack Tatum. Damn.
I got a question. I got to ask you guys a question. What about Troy Polamalu? Where does he fit in?
Troy was crafty.
Troy was more finesse than hard hitting, but he'll hit you.
Okay, so that explains. I guess that explains why on the Madden cover of was it 10 or 11, you had him and Larry Fitzgerald going face to face.
Yeah,
that was an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
That was an interesting matchup.
You got to
They
think
changed
about
the rules for Mel Blunt.
No, they changed.
Oh, Mel Blunt. Mel Blunt.
Mel Blunt. Mel Blunt. Number 47.
I'm gonna tell you two guys, even though they both before my time, who was some hard hitting safeties and corners. Mel Blunt and Night Train Lane.
Ooh wee.
You know what his nickname was? His nickname was Knock Your Dick Loose, Night Train
Knock
Lane.
Your Dick Loose. Yep. You know a hard hitting safety that's underrated? Bill Bates.
Ooh. Oh yeah.
Bill Bates. No one cared to follow Bill Bates, but you leave Bill Bates alone, he'll knock the fuck out of you.
I'm gonna tell you, it's a couple of guys. Like, I'm itching for this Ravens team because we getting Humphrey back. We just got the dude from we just signed the dude from the safety from not Jacksonville, the Saints. Boy, like I remember, like y'all seen the pictures when I met Ray Lewis. God damn, his fucking hands are like a vice grip.
I believe it.
Like a vice grip.
No surprise. No surprise.
They don't make them. They don't make fucking football players like that anymore.
Like Ray Lewis, they don't. They really don't.
And you got to think, for 250 pounds, that he could move that fast
and hit you that hard.
And I'm gonna tell you another motherfucker.
Didn't he?
Yep, he was a 2 to 3 time state champion.
That explains the speed, because you have to be quick and on the speed.
Then you got to think about it. You had a Haloti Ngata as defensive tackle. That dude was running quarterbacks down. He's the reason why RG3's career was fucked.
Was fucked up. Haloti Ngata. Yeah. That's him. Never was the same again.
I'm going to tell you another underrated safety that we won a Super Bowl with in Baltimore. Bone Crusher Pollard.
Yeah.
Bernard Pollard. I mean, he would fuck your senses up, man.
You know who else was hard hitting on that ball? You know who else was hard hitting on that Baltimore team when he had a chance to hit somebody? Kim Herring.
Oh yeah.
Kim Herring.
Yeah. Ed Reed.
Oh, we know about Ed. We know the legend of Ed Reed.
Oh, we know about Sean Taylor. Boy,
Sean Taylor also. Yep.
That was a Hall of Famer in the making. Brian Dawkins.
Yep.
Like shit. Like who the fuck wants to get hit by Mike Dicker?
Here's one from my hometown. Speaking of Chicago Bears, Gary Fensick. Gary Fensick will light you up. People considered him a lightweight for years. Let him hit you. Ask Art Monk.
Hey, Snowman, I got a question.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, someone said Mark Carrier. There you go.
Ooh, Mark Carrier. Yeah.
Someone said
I'm gonna say this real quick.
Mark Carrier.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna tell you, Lawrence Taylor was a psychopath.
Lawrence Taylor was fucking nuts.
It's funny. You know it's funny because I'm such a Madden player and I love Ultimate Team. I remember a few years back when I had Lawrence Taylor on the outside, Ray in the middle, J.J. Watt on the outside, Aaron Donald on the other side.
Oh, damn.
Who did I have? And I had Haloti Ngata in the middle, Ed Reed in the back.
You had a bunch of psychopaths, man.
I even had Rod Woodson.
There's one. There's an underrated one. Rod Woodson.
Rod Woodson on one side, Deion Sanders on the other.
Ooh, that's a good combo right there.
Ron
Steve
Woodson and
Atwater
Deion
is back.
You always got Asante Samuel somewhere in there.
Did
He
you
would work
work
great with that.
Ronnie Lott in there?
Oh yeah, I worked.
Did
the
you work
Ronnie
Ronnie?
Lott shit. But you got to remember, I was getting like I would actually click on Ray, and motherfuckers would try to scramble with their quarterbacks, and I just fumbled the fuck out of you.
And fumble, yep.
Defenses
I
win
love it.
championships. Why do you think?
Hold up,
Why do you
hold
think
up,
he
hold
was
up.
recovered
Who
so
had a better
05
defense?
against?
Who had a better defense? Steel Curtain, Legion of Boom, 85 Bears, 2001 Ravens.
By a slight edge. You know what? It's a tie. It's a tie because each one of those defenses had something you feared. You didn't want to get hit by the Ravens. You definitely didn't want to get hit by the Steel Curtain. The 85 Bears will just smother you. And the Legion of Boom will take the ball away.
So you got to think
Legion
about
of Boom
it, right?
will take the ball. Legion of Boom will simply take the ball away because
Washington, right?
of those
that's
four.
Seattle.
That's Seattle Seahawks. See,
Sorry.
of those four, Seattle would be considered the lightest in terms of weight. But what they didn't have in weight, they hit you and they took the ball from you.
Okay, we're forgetting about two other chains. We forgetting about the Killer Bees.
That's Miami.
And we're forgetting about a team that was so good on defense during the 70s and early 80s. Nobody looked at them until one boy went up and knocked the motherfucker straight out. And that's Denver.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? Besides Atwater, I'll tell you an underrated player on that Denver defense for like a decade. Look up the name Carl Mecklenburg.
Mm.
And I'll give you another. Name.
I think the Sideshow is a little biased because I'm gonna say this. One, if I look at the Steel Curtain, they were renowned for their front four.
Yes.
It wasn't as much as a passing league then.
It was more of a running league.
So their front four you had to fear. You pretty much had a better shot if you had a passing team.
Mm-hmm.
The Legion of Boom, if you worked them in the run, you would tire them out.
Yeah.
85 Bears was centered around the fridge.
Mm-hmm.
So if the fridge could get in there and stop up the holes, that gave everybody else time to, shine.
And it also gave Ditka a chance to work it. Yeah. It also gave that Bears defense a chance to blitz the hell out of you.
With Steve Mongo McMichael, shout out to him.
Mongo, yes.
And it was like, oh yeah, and we forget the Ravens. Each position on that fucking field, like there are guys who, in their own right, like. How many motherfuckers in the Hall of Fame off of that shit?
Mm-hmm.
Sarah Goose.
Yep.
Remember the goose? Oh, by the way, speaking of the goose.
I took pictures with the goose.
Speaking of the goose, Shannon Sharp, Shannon Sharp is still mad at him. He's still demanding his restitutions.
So?
Larry, I'm mad at you. I still need my restitutions. You still owe me my restitutions, man. What you did with me wrong.
I love Tony Siragusa.
I mean,
love Tony Siragusa.
Tony's a good guy.
Yeah, Tony.
And I mean,
Tony Siragusa. I want to see his man cave because he had a show for a while where he was featuring and building man caves for guys. That's where I got the idea from, and I expressed it to my wife, and she said, when we get our own place, our own place, she's gonna help me build what's going to be a couples cave because she loves football. So
you lucky
she
bastard.
wants to build. She wants to build a couples cave. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell you some other shit. that a lot of people may get mad with me. And I had to watch the replays. Woo! The mother trucker himself. See,
and you know what?
I'm gonna tell you.
The Goose retired with the ring after that. After that season,
yeah, he retired. With the ring. I'm gonna tell you. But another team that was, but the fucking 2001 Ravens was so versatile. You had killers. You had ball hawks.
Yeah, you did.
How many fucking linebackers on a team caught so many interceptions? Fuck the safeties. Fuck the corners. How many linebackers? Linebackers.
I mean, every one of their starters had at least 2 picks during that season. Every one of their starting LBs. And let me go left. Let me go left to right.
Even the backside of most of these teams are not that good.
Even
the middle linebacker was Ray Lewis. Yeah, middle linebacker was Ray Lewis. If I remember the left linebacker, is Jamie. I can't. His last name. I'm blanking on his last name. Jamie Sharper. Jamie Sharper out of Virginia Tech.
You had
Ray Lewis out of Miami, and you had Peter Boulware out of
you had Boulware. That's
Florida
his
State.
name, Boulware.
Peter Boulware out of Florida State. It was an ACC linebacking core that had at least 2 picks. Every one of them had at least 2 picks.
And that's exclude the safeties, the corners.
Exclude the safeties and the corners.
And then you had Rod Woodson, who went to safety and still was one of the fastest motherfuckers in the NFL. And then
incredible.
You forgot that, and then you had that fucking weapon that they had on offense. Hallowed be thy name, Jamal Lewis.
Jamal Lewis.
A man that big should not run that fast and just. It took you seen the coach get on the field trying to tackle that motherfucker.
And you're surprised why?
I'm not.
Shit.
So imagine.
Shit.
And
you said Jamal.
That's the crazy.
You said Jamal Lewis. Sick Diggy, you know this from watching the morning show. There's one running back in the day that preceded him that was big and strong and no one could tackle. Does the name Roger Craig mean anything to you?
Oh yeah.
Roger Craig.
Hold up. Roger Craig was not a big back. He was a halfback who ran big. Correction. He played for the University
when
of Nebraska.
He came into the league.
I know.
Yeah. He came into the league,
he ran behind
in 1983. He ran behind Mike Rozier, yes. But when he came into the league, he was listed at fullback at 215 pounds. But then they turned him into a halfback.
215-pound fullback.
214 pounds. Yep.
His pro set offense with him and Wendell Tyler beside each other. It was a perfect match.
Yep.
He used Craig swinging him out of the backfield, catching passes, running him on draws, underneath stuff like that, a trap, gap, stuff like that. He knew I had a tailback playing fullback because why he went to the University of Nebraska and he could play all 3 positions at the back.
Wait a minute. If we're going to talk about fullbacks, we need to go to the undefeated Dolphins. What was the name? Zonka or whatever?
Larry Zonka.
Fullback to ever kick a football comes out of Cleveland. Out of the University of Syracuse, Jim Brown.
Jim Brown.
And that's the end of all fullbacks.
Jim Brown.
Actually, Jim Brown was a halfback in a fullback's body.
Yeah,
and he ran your ass over in a heartbeat.
Playing fullback and what you call it, Brown's offense. He knew what he was doing when he had him there, and you forgot.
Wait a minute. Who was that one big running back? Who was that one
passed away?
Who was that one big ass running back that they had in Miami years ago? Built like a silverback.
What year?
Do you have dreadlocks?
Not
talking
Ricky
about
Williams.
Zonka.
Okay.
All the talking about is Zonka.
Not Zonka.
That's the only
It was
thing back
I
there
think
ever
he
had.
played for the Dolphins or he played for somebody, and he was just big. I mean, you thought it
What are you
was like
talking about?
something
Mike
that came.
Allstott?
No, that was
Mike
the
Mike
Allstott
Allstott's
at
white.
Tampa Bay?
No, that was the Bucks.
That's
That was
Tampa
the
Bay
Bucks.
Buccaneers.
That was the Bucks. That was the Bucks.
That was the Bucks. I'm trying to think of his name.
Definitely not
And
Eddie
he played
George.
in Miami.
I think he
What
played
was
in
his jersey
Miami.
number? What was his jersey
I gotta
number?
look it up.
You know a fullback who was a running back for the longest time before Roger Craig showed up? John Riggins.
No, John Riggins was always a running back. Always a running back, never a fullback. I'll take that back. What you call it? Rest his soul, who was the coach for the Redskins and the Rams. Deacon Jones loved him. Allen made him a fullback for no unapparent
Dick
reason.
Allen.
And didn't run him for 4 seasons in Washington. And then he did quit. It took Joe Gibbs to get him to come back. He came out of the University of Kansas as a running back that ran a 4.3. Don't think John Riggins was slow.
Where did he say? Did you play? Did he say Kansas? Kansas. Okay.
Yeah, he played for Kansas. He was a Jayhawk. Trust me, I know about the Riggins.
Okay.
Yeah,
think
about who drafted him. He got his start with the Jets, and
With
he
the
played
Jets.
with Joe Namath. He played with Joe
Yes,
Namath.
sir. Yeah, he did.
Hey, excuse me, Snowman.
Yes.
I'm checking out this. I'm checking out Roger Craig's stats here. It says here says he spent Roger Craig. I'm checking out Craig's stuff, and it says here he spent several years studying Taekwondo in Foster City.
Yep.
And also, and the reason he moves so fast is because he's an avid runner and has participated in over 38 marathons and half marathons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he used to do that Ironman.
I mean, Roger Craig.
He could run. But he knew how to keep his legs straight.
There's a run that y'all need to look up. 1988, Week 7 against the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep.
Against the Los Angeles Rams.
No. It was 2 runs in that game. You forgot about the backup quarterback who made him look like a fool in that game. Number 8, Steve Young. Greatest
Steve
scramble
Young.
that ever existed on film. I've seen that game. I know because
the game I'm looking at was in Los Angeles, where he ran through the Rams. Steve Young's run came against the Vikings 2 weeks later.
Yeah, you're right. It did come against the Vikings.
It came against the Vikings 2 weeks later, because there was no way Steve Young was supposed to make that run, but they had everybody covered. And Young just peeled out of there, and the next thing you know, they're sitting in the end zone, and they won that game.
How is it that Steve Young is in the Hall of Fame from Brigham Young, and the punky QB known as McMahon isn't? And he led his squad to a Super Bowl.
Well, I'll give you 2 reasons.
Straight up Super Bowl.
I'll give you 2 reasons. Number 1, Young transformed the position in many ways, because for me, being as old school as I am, for me, you got to look at impact, and Steve Young had an impact. Okay, Jim McMahon's impact was at BYU when they won the Holiday Bowl at the last second.
And his impact was also with the 85 Chicago Bears. Before the 85 Chicago Bears, the only true passer that the Chicago Bears had was Vince Evans, my kid namesake. And he struggled because they did not have an offensive line. When Jim McMahon got to that team, not only did the defense give that team funk, he gave their offense funk, because that offense was led by a one-man band named Walter Payton. And until he came along with the arm that he had, you got to realize, Jim McMahon could throw that ball at BYU. He was running the same offense as Steve Young and and I forgot all the other white boy quarterbacks they had. They had a few. Nelson Gilbert or something his name was.
By the way, I found out who I was trying to talk about. He did not play for the Dolphins. He played for the Oilers.
Earl Campbell. Lorenzo White.
Earl Campbell was never a fullback. He was only a fullback in college, and that was for the first 3 years. His senior year, they moved him to fullback.
That motherfucker was built like a goddamn silverback.
You want to know who was really built like a silverback, who didn't get the credit, who had bigger thighs than Earl Campbell, and everybody thought Earl Campbell had the biggest thighs. He was one of the coldest fullbacks, underrated, that nobody ever talked about. Robert Newhouse, University of Houston, number 44, Dallas.
Number 44 for the Cowboys. Number 44 for the Cowboys.
Don't disrespect them. They're Cowboys. They're not Cowboys.
Well, I'm not going to disrespect Robert Newhouse because he played for the Cowboys, just like one of my all-time favorite fullbacks, Darryl the Moose Johnston.
How y'all feel about Tony? How you feel about Tony Dorsett?
Underrated. Underrated because after he left and went to Denver for his final 2 years after a mess up in contract talks, no one hardly spoke of him.
Not him. They should have sent Herschel, not him. But I'm gonna tell y'all something you don't know about Dorsett. Dorsett was the only and the first player ever to win a Heisman Trophy, a national championship, and a Super Bowl within a whole year span as a rookie. He also rushed for 1,000 yards that year as a rookie. He won the Heisman Trophy. He won the national championship for Pitt. He came to the Dallas Cowboys as a rookie, got his 1,000 yards, and got a Super Bowl ring. 1977, 78.
Oh, I got a trivia question for you guys before I bust out of here. 1977, Major League Baseball, NFL, and NBA all had Rookies of the Year with the initials AD. Who are they? We already talked about one of them.
You stumped me.
Well, we talked about one of them, Tony or Anthony Dorsett. That's one.
Yeah. He went by Tony before he went by Anthony.
Yeah, he went by. Yeah.
When you messed it up when you tried to use the initials AD. So, he was TD. When he won the Heisman International, he was Tony Dorsett. Not Dorsett. Dorsett. He was Dorsett. Remember, he used to tell people his last name was Prince.
Who are the other guys? See if you guys can figure it out. I'll give you the baseball one.
Basketball.
Go ahead.
Adrian Dantley, right? Adrian Dantley.
Yep, that's two.
Okay. Now baseball, I wouldn't. I didn't get into baseball till the '80s because of ESPN. But other than
you should know. Well, you should know this guy, Andre Dawson.
Oh yeah, okay. He played with the Cubs. He was cold.
But he was with the Montreal Expos first.
Oh, don't get me nostalgic about the Expos until they moved to Washington.
I remember him as a Cub.
I've got a trivia question.
Talk to me.
Out of all the defenses that we were talking about, which one was the best? Whose crowd holds a candle to the Seahawks crowd?
Who's what?
Whose crowd holds a candle to the Seahawks crowd out of all those teams we just discussed?
Bears.
Ravens as well. Go to Ravens Stadium. Go to Ravens Stadium.
So they had an earthquake. So their crowd caused an earthquake like in Seattle?
Well, the Bears didn't. No. The Seattle crowd.
You want to talk about intimidating crowds? You want to talk about a loud crowd? You want to talk about intimidating crowds?
You know what I want to experience? I want to experience a Ravens crowd. Because I know they go nuts in that place. I've seen it too many times. I want to see and hear a Ravens crowd.
Oh, a Ravens crowd is off the hook.
I want to see the Ravens crowd. Legitimate wide receivers to save their quarterback. because everybody's talking about getting rid of this dude.
Yeah.
But it ain't his fault. They have not surrounded this man with no form of wide receiver skills. When you come in the league having to throw the tight ends all the time, no, that's not right. That was straight up Harbaugh.
But I'm gonna tell you this one: when you got Mark Andrews, literally a god of tight ends, you throw it to him.
But it don't matter, Charles. That's inside the box. You got this boy throwing box passes all day long when he has an arm to get the ball to the outside. So when you don't have receivers, when you have no receivers, Charles, who can run, go deep to stretch the defense, what do you think a defense is going to do to a quarterback like him? They're going to suffocate him. They're going to squeeze him down. You don't have no receivers that can go over the top. You make it easier for the defense and harder for the quarterback.
When Hollywood's on, he's on, and when he gets out there, he's on. Bateman, what happened with him? He got hurt. And you saw him.
I need Charles on my show. Matter of fact, Charles
on the field.
This Friday morning, can you hop on and talk Ravens?
All right,
I want to get Sir Charles on. I'll put the show together because what I'm going to do, and I need to alert Sick Diggy of this because he's one of our popular commenters on the show. What I'm going to do for production purposes only is like put the segments up and not do a full stream because and this is related to my illness. I have so many plans to cut the show and cut the segments and then post them later, and I don't get the chance because my body's worn out. So it's going to be like off and on for a while until I get completely healthy and I can do a full show. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and I'm telling the chat this as well, go to youtube.com, I beg your pardon, /snowmaninthemorning50. And Sick Dicky, you can put the channel in the chat for me if you would, please, kind sir. Then you can see all the segments happen live, and then I'll be posting all the replays, and I'll also be putting the podcast back up. And Cole's gonna take over for me while I'm in the hospital getting this cancer out of me, and while I'm busy putting a foot in its ass.
Oh yeah. See, I'm gonna tell you one thing about it. When you look at the Ravens, traditionally you're going to look at defense first because the defense has always been off the hook.
Yep.
I mean, it's at any moment in any history, if you could put all those players together, you would have the ultimate defense.
Yes, you would.
I mean,
like the Legion of Boom.
I mean, imagine if you had Ray Lewis with Patrick Queen, and you send Patrick Queen with speed, and Ray Lewis is fucking your running back up. You had Ed Reed, who's ball hawking everything out deep. Remember.
And then you got Tony Siragusa plugging up all the holes.
And then you got him. You could exchange him out for Brandon Williams. You could put Haloti Knott out there with him too. Then you got
imagine those two on either side, Haloti Knott and Tony Siragusa.
Okay, hold on, Charles.
No, let's not.
What I just posted just now. I want you to post the link. AL, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Charles, could you please post up, put on display the what I just put up, the link.
All right, you guys.
Snowman in the morning, Charles.
That's me.
Now back to what I was saying, the elephant in the room before Snowman leaves. And Charles is still running for. They got everything they need in Baltimore. I'm not even gonna lie. Until y'all invest in a receiving core, you're not going anywhere.
That's what's going on. We were working on a receiving core. It's just we just had a freak accident year where people were getting hurt. We had more people on IR than we had players.
But Charles, that's been like a freak accident show going on for the last 3 years on y'all for y'all. Somewhere in the running.
If you really want to talk about a receiving core, you had Ray Rice in the backfield. You had Antoine. I'm a little boy the fuck out of you, Bolden.
True.
Mm-hmm. And Quan Bolden, number 81.
You had Jacoby.
You had Torrey Smith.
Back. You had Torrey Smith.
Jacoby Jones.
When you had those receivers, Charles, what was your problem? You had a trashy ass quarterback system. A real trashy ass quarterback system.
Let me put it to you this way. I'm gonna say this about Flacco. Flacco was an average quarterback during the season. Playoffs, he's a monster. It's
I'll
just
give you
something
that.
clicks in him. Something clicks in him. You had Torrey Smith literally retire fucking Champ Bailey.
Mm-hmm.
In one game, he retired him. He said, I can't do it. I don't have the speed to deal with it. Then you had Ray Rice catching shit out the backfield or coming up. You had fucking
Ray Rice was a little version of Roger Craig because he snatched everything that was thrown to him. But let me get out of here, fellas. I want to thank y'all for having me on. Charles, I can't wait to have you on the show, and we will talk on Friday. Sick Diggy, thank you. And thank you, gentlemen, so much for allowing me in this space. I really appreciate it.
Oh, before we leave, Snowman, before you leave.
Yeah.
There's one guy in our inner circle, also on BGS, who's hanging out, a gentleman of ours, Mr. Herbert Lewis.
Yes.
Good friend of ours. He talked about the importance of gentlemen, since we mentioned health, and Mr. Snowman just mentioned his battle with cancer. Fellas, you gotta go see the doctor, get tested, get the physical,
please do.
And Mr. Herbert also mentioned the importance of getting the colonoscopy, because he remembered what happened the last time he went and found out he needed to get that shit sorted out.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, it's been a decade since I got mine. I gotta get mine soon.
Yeah. And on that note,
what?
On that note,
colonoscopy or an endoscopy for that matter. That don't bug out if you have to go an endoscopy sometimes.
Right.
And on that note, everybody, thank you for coming. I got to get in there to the house. Got to eat me some food. Woo!
Oh, by the way, Name, I'm heading to Norway.
Oh, you're coming to Norway?
Thank you, guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Let's continue this in the back chat. Let's.